Hello and welcome to Oweleketv News. I am Confidence Oku. Thank you for joining us. And now on the news headlines. Labour Party has no faction, says Julius Abure. Nothing will stop Tinubu's inauguration, boss Mustapha says. Internal crisis rocking Labour Party cannot affect the ongoing Petition Tribunal, Barrister Manta says. And in sports, 530 students to graduate from National Institute for Sports. Welcome back, and now the news in details. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited will start supplying the Dangote refinery with 300,000 barrels of crude oil per day as soon as activities at the plant get underway by next week, according to Mele Kyari, Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL. Kyari made this announcement at the 4th Nigerian Oil and Gas Opportunity Fair, which is now taking place in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. He also asked all participants to work with the National Oil Corporation to increase crude oil and gas output in Nigeria. He emphasized that with the refinery coming up next week, the National Oil Corporation, which owned a 20% interest in the plant, was prepared to meet its crude supply requirement to the facility. Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa, founded the Dangote refinery, which will now be officially opened on the 22nd of May 2023. To address violations of the terms of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria Act No. 23 of 2022, the federal government established the Advertising Offences Tribunal. Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information and Culture, formally opened the tribunal on Thursday in Abuja. Mohammed asserted that the panel backs the initiatives of the Nigerian Advertising Regulatory Council. Justice Cecilia Olatorigun is in leadership of the newly established tribunal. Mr. Charles Odenibo, Mr. Morof Elero, Mrs. Julia Okujak, Alhaji Bello, Kankarofi, and Mr. Idaroyin Enang are the other tribunal members. A renowned legal practitioner in northwestern Nigeria and a public affairs commentator, Barrister Manta, has said that the internal crisis rocking the Labour Party would not affect the ongoing petition of Labour Party and Peter Obi at Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. Manta was speaking exclusively on Oweleketv's program Political Angle.
In the tribunal today, there are two parties that came to the tribunal. The Labour Party as a party and Peter Obi as a candidate. Either of them or both of them can maintain the case in the tribunal. Assuming for the sake of argument that Lamidi Apapa
withdraws
directs the withdrawal of the case on behalf of the Labour Party. That will not be the end of the case, because he will not have the right to withdraw the case of Peter Obi, who is a party in the case, in his own right.
Thank you, Barrister Manta. To watch the full interview, you can head to our YouTube channel. Turn on your notification bell for more exclusive interviews. We'll now be going on a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. According to the United Nations, $396 million is urgently required to end the humanitarian crisis in the nation's northeast. If nothing is done immediately to address the issue, only roughly 300,000 of the 4.3 million at-risk individuals in need of food assistance in the northeast will receive aid, the UN lamented. In a statement that was made public, the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs stated that $396 million was urgently needed to scale up humanitarian actions in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states to prevent a widespread hunger and malnutrition crisis in northeast Nigeria from becoming fully catastrophic. It is predicted that 2 million children under the age of 5 will likely go hungry this year. Mr. Matthias Shimale, the Nigerian humanitarian coordinator, said that no one should have to deal with this and regretted that unless finance and resources are promptly mobilized, millions of people in the Bay State who are food insecure may have to live with this awful reality. Avoid Anambra State, the UK has advised its citizens in Nigeria. This is coming 2 days prior as unidentified gunmen attacked a convoy carrying employees from the United States Consulate in Anambra State, Ogbarun local government area. 9 persons made up of the convoy, 4 Nigerian police officers and 5 staff of the U.S. Consulate in Nigeria. They were traveling in advance of a planned visit by U.S. missions personnel to a U.S.-funded flood response project in Anambra. The attack led to the death of some of them and one declared missing. The alert also advised avoiding visiting the Delta, Bayelsa rivers, Akwa Ibom rivers and Cross River states in addition to Anambra State. The federal government has published the schedule of events for President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's inauguration on the 29th of May. Boss Mustapha, Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman of the Presidential Transition Council, said the plans put in place will ensure a seamless transfer of power on May 29, while announcing the program at a global press conference in Abuja on Thursday. Mustapha also reassured the populace that nothing would prevent the inauguration from taking place on the 29th of May, stressing that the legal dispute would not be a reason for the event to be postponed. He continued by saying that the inauguration is a chance for Nigerians to see Nigeria's progress, unity, and togetherness. Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, has been warned against any attempt to create a coalition with Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, by Alhaji Abdul Majid Dambuki, a close friend of President Muhammadu Buhari in Kano. Dambuki, also known as Commander, made the announcement during a news conference on Thursday in Kano. The purported encounter between Tinubu and Kwankwaso in Paris, France, was the context for his call. He issued a warning that the All Progressives Congress and the incoming president would not benefit from any political union between Tinubu and Kwankwaso. Ladipo Johnson, a representative for Kwankwaso, responded to Dambuki and his allies by saying that they could say whatever they wanted, but that the issue was beyond such people's myopic thinking. Julius Abure, the national chairman of the Labour Party, and the other 3 members of the national executive have declared their intention to rejoin the secretariat of the party. 1 month ago, Justice Hamza Muazu of the Federal High Court in Abuja barred them from posing as party national officers. The judge ordered that Abure, his national secretary Alhaji Farouk Ibrahim, national organizing secretary Clement Ojukwu, and 1 other person should no longer be recognized as party executives. The injunction was obtained after Chief James Ogu Onoja, SAN, told the court that the concerned national officers were accused of forging multiple FCT High Court documents to conduct illegal substitutions in the just concluded 2023 general elections. He added that this document, which the party leaders allegedly used to carry out criminal operations, included receipts, seals, and court declarations. However, following an application for stay at the Court of Appeal, Abure declared to journalists at a press conference in Abuja on Thursday that all suspended national executive members have officially returned to the Secretariat. Though Lamidia Papa had been appointed as the new leader of the Labour Party, he denied allegations that it had fractured into factions. To limit Moscow's capacity to finance the conflict in Ukraine, Britain unveiled additional sanctions against Russia on Friday that target imports of diamonds and other minerals. Before the G7 summit in Japan, London declared it would impose a ban on Russian diamonds, as well as sanctions against more companies involved in Moscow's military-industrial complex, and a restriction on copper, aluminium, and nickel. The estimated $4 to $5 billion annual value of Russia's diamond trade provides the Kremlin with much-needed tax income. According to the UK Foreign Office, the new sanctions will freeze the assets of 86 individuals and groups. These companies connected to the theft of Ukrainian grain and those involved in shipment of Russian energy are among them, the report added. Additionally, advanced military technology and remaining revenue sources will be the target of the new sanctions. New sanctions on Russia are anticipated to be imposed following the meeting in Hiroshima including U.S. actions that would add 70 more foreign and Russian businesses to a trade blacklist. And in sports, 530 students divided into 4 sets will graduate from National Institute for Sports during its 8th convocation event on May 25th in Surulere, Lagos. This will be a record-breaking number. Professor Olawale Morunkola, the Institute's Director General and Chief Executive Officer, said this during the pre-convocation press conference on Thursday. The institution will also bestow fellowship honors on notable Nigerians for the first time since its founding, including Sunday Dare, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Shagun Odegbami, a former international, Adebotu Kessington, the chairman of Brila FM, Larry Izamoje, and Modupeola Lawale, a sports philanthropist. Moronkola remarked that the management had also added new courses to the programs, while staff members were also kept up to date with modern trends and standards, while yet maintaining that the institute had grown by leaps and bounds over the years. And just before we go, we'll join Hadiza Galadima for entertainment tidbits.
Woman, everybody. And it's just a song really telling all the women, black and white, that I believe that women are supposed to change the world too. Yeah.
A court has remanded Afrobeat singer Seun Kuti for an additional 4 days. The Chief Magistrate Sabo Yaba Court, Adiola Olatuboso, approved the motion of extension to prolong Seun Kuti's confinement until May 22, 2023. Mr. Simon Log, SAN, who led the police legal team, filed the application, stating the application will allow further investigation into the case. The News Agency of Nigeria reports this. Recall Seun Kuti was arrested on Monday, the 15th of May, for assaulting a police officer on duty on 3rd Mainland Bridge in Lagos. The long, highly anticipated 9th edition of the 2023 African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards, AMVCA, treats attendees to a cultural extravaganza. The prestigious event took place at the Balmoral Conventional Center and the Federal Palace Hotel in Lagos, Nigeria. Attendees graced the occasion in mesmerizing, radiant traditional attires, representing an incredible fusion of African heritage. Comedy drama film The Bride Price leads local box office with 13 million naira. After spending just 2 weeks in cinema, the newcomer first Igbo indigenous movie has made its way to the top of the local box office. The Bride Price is set to face stiff competition from upcoming Nollywood titles like Little Mermaid and Fast and Furious. That's it on Entertainment Tidbits. Over to you, Confidence.
All right, thank you so much, Hadiza. And that's it for the news on Oweleketv today. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Labour Party has no faction, says Julius Abure. Nothing will stop Tinubu's inauguration, boss Mustapha says. Internal crisis rocking Labour Party cannot affect the ongoing Petition Tribunal, Barrister Manta says. And in sports, 530 students to graduate from National Institute for Sports. Don't forget to subscribe and follow our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Oweleketv. Follow our website at oweleket.tv. I am Confidence Oko, and thank you for watching.